Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, find the details, and really bring you the core insights. Today, we're taking a serious plunge into the FNB banking app. Now, this isn't just, another banking app. It's this whole digital ecosystem from First Fram Bank Limited, and it really promises to put your entire financial life right in your pocket. So our mission today, unearth those standout features, the things that really make it tick. How does it deliver on security, convenience, ease of use, letting you manage your finances, anytime, anywhere?
And it's such a timely topic, isn't it? Because what we're seeing, it's more than just moving from branches to screens. It's like a fundamental shift in how we actually deal with our money. These platforms, like the FNB app, they're becoming almost the control center for our financial lives, linking everything together. The fascinating part is just how deep that integration goes and, what that means for you, the user.
Exactly. So let's kick things off with the foundation, the absolute bedrock, account management. Now, just seeing your balance, that's kind of expected these days, right? 2024 stuff. But what really caught my eye with the FNB app is just the sheer breadth of what you see. We're not just talking your everyday checking account here. This thing pulls together, balances transaction histories across everything you have with FNB. Your day-to-day stuff, investments, even loans. It's like a single dashboard for your whole relationship with the bank. And for those times, you need the nitty-gritty. You can actually pull up images of cleared checks and get your e-statements right there in the app. No more hunting through emails or logging into some other website.
Mm-hmm. That complete picture, it's more powerful than it sounds. Think about it. Traditionally, managing different products meant juggling different statements, maybe different logins. It was messy. By bringing everything together, checking, savings, investments, FNB, it simplifies things dramatically for the user, whether you're just keeping an eye on your personal budget or maybe you're a small business owner watching cash flow and loan payments. Having that full real-time picture right there, that gives a level of control, of clarity that used to be much harder to get. It really empowers people with, self-service financial oversight.
Okay, so managing the money you have is sorted. But here's where, for me, it gets really interesting. Payments and transfers. Yeah, sure, the app does all the standard things. Once-off payments, moving money between your own FNB accounts, and it's all there. But they've layered in some genuinely innovative features that I think really rethink how money moves. You can still easily pay, the usual suspects. Escom for your electricity, SARS, that's table stakes. But let's talk about the really different stuff, the game changers. First up, Chat Pay. This isn't just about sending money. It's like weaving payments right into your conversations. Imagine you're splitting a dinner bill or sending cash to your cousin. Instead of asking for account details, you just start a secure payment through a chat right inside the app to any other FNB customer.
Right.
It uses that familiar messenger feel to smooth out peer-to-peer payments, but it's still bank-level secure. It's subtle, but pretty profound for casual transfers.
Absolutely. Chat Pay is a perfect example of banking becoming, less like a chore and more integrated into just how we use our phones daily. Turns a transaction into something almost as easy as sending a text message. But then you've also got e-wallet. That tackles a different problem, right? Sending money to someone who doesn't bank with FNB or maybe doesn't even have a bank account at all. You send the funds digitally, they get a code, and they can pull out actual cash at an FNB ATM. It bridges that gap.
And speaking of ATMs, the cardless cash withdrawal feature, honestly, it's a total lifesaver. I remember this one morning rushing out, completely forgot my wallet, panic station, right? Can't even grab a coffee. Yeah. With this, you just generate a temporary code in the app, head to an FNB ATM, and get cash out. No card needed. It's not just convenient. It adapts to real life, to being forgetful sometimes.
And these features together, they really boost convenience and accessibility. That's the key takeaway here. Chat Pay makes things smooth within the FNB network. E-wallet opens it up to others, which is great for financial inclusion. And cardless cash, like you said, solves those forgot my wallet moments. The clever part is balancing all of that ease of use with really solid security for every single transaction. It shows they're designing for how people actually live, not just forcing old banking ways onto a phone. It's a glimpse of where mobile banking is heading.
Okay, so moving money easily, keeping track of it, check. But what about security? In this digital age, how does FNB put you in control? Which brings us to ultimate control and security, and this feature called Card Guard. This isn't just about reporting a lost card after the fact. It's like having an actual on-off switch for your debit card. You tap a button, boom, it's frozen instantly. That's huge for peace of mind if you think you've lost it or something looks fishy. Turn it on, turn it off, see detailed spending reports. It's like a command center for your card, not just damage control.
Yeah, CardGuard really touches on this idea of user empowerment and security, doesn't it? It gives you that immediate power to stop potential misuse instead of just waiting for the bank to step in. It shifts the dynamic. It's more of a shared responsibility where you, the user, have these really powerful real-time tools.
And that extends to credit cards too, right? Managing them on the go.
Exactly. Ordering new ones, canceling, upgrading.
Yeah.
You can even view your PIN securely inside the app.
Which, of course, needs extra authentication. It's not just sitting there.
Yeah.
But it centralizes that control even further.
And layering on top of all that, for just logging in, there's biometric security, using your fingerprint or your face to get into your accounts. What's really compelling here isn't just that it's quick, it's how deeply it seems to be integrated. A lot of apps use biometrics just to unlock, but here it feels tied into the device's own secure hardware, like the secure enclave.
Right.
So it's proper multi-factor authentication. Makes it super hard to compromise even if someone got your phone, because your fingerprint data, it never leaves your device. That hardware-level security is absolutely key. It means the biometric info isn't floating around somewhere. It could be intercepted. It makes it much more than just a fancy password. It's a genuinely strong safeguard. And it makes logging in almost frictionless, which is crucial for building trust in digital banking. It's a really important evolution.
Now, thinking bigger picture, this isn't just an app for doing transactions. It feels more like a full digital financial hub. Let's talk about the e-store. They actually call it a digital banking experience right inside the app. Think about that. Everything financial potentially right there. You can browse and buy FNB products accounts, services. You can access financial education stuff, open new deposit accounts, apply for loans, all in one spot. It really is like a marketplace for managing and maybe even growing your financial future. And then there are these really practical things, maybe less flashy, but super useful, like the direct deposit switch. Oh man, switching direct deposits used to be such a pain. Forms, signatures, maybe even faxes.
Ugh, the paperwork.
Exactly.
This lets you set up or switch your direct deposit entirely within the app. No paper, huge time saver. And if you're keeping an eye on your credit, the Credit Center lets you track and manage your credit score right there too.
And if you connect all these dots, you really see how the app becomes this comprehensive financial hub. It's way beyond just moving money around. It streamlines things that used to mean trips to the branch, endless forms, or juggling multiple websites. It's not just about making life easier, though it does that. It's about making financial management more efficient, lowering barriers to getting new products, and even helping with financial literacy. It kind of signals a shift, maybe, from banks just being service providers to being more like digital financial partners.
But maybe one of the most, uniquely innovative features, especially for getting new people onto the platform, is this switch with a selfie. You heard that right. Switch with a selfie.
More customers can literally verify who they are, order a new card, and even schedule the delivery just by taking a selfie in the app. It sounds quirky, but it completely changes the game for that traditional KYC know your customer process, which can be a real hurdle.
That's a really profound point. Using secure biometrics, image processing, they're slashing the friction and the time it takes to get started. That really sets a new standard for digital onboarding and banking. It's very forward-thinking, shows they understand that first experience is critical in a digital world. Of course, it also means their background systems for identity verification and fraud prevention have to be absolutely rock solid.
Sure.
It's always that balancing act, isn't it? Ease of use versus ironclad security. But FNB seems to be navigating that pretty well here.
And it doesn't stop with the big financial stuff. The app also weaves in those everyday conveniences, the little things that make it genuinely useful day to day, like the locators. Simple but effective. Find branches, find ATMs on a map. Super helpful if you're somewhere unfamiliar. Plus, buying prepaid services, electricity, airtime, data right in the app saves you logging into somewhere else or running to the shop.
Keeps you within the ecosystem.
Yeah. And one more feature worth mentioning, secure messaging. This isn't just like a basic chat function. It lets you talk securely with other FNB and RMB ran merchant bank customers, so it's a protected channel. And it integrates things like chat pay again, voice notes, sending attachments, sharing your location. Means if you need to sort out a joint account thing with family or coordinate a payment with a business partner who also banks with FNB RMB, you can do it all right there, securely, linked to your banking.
And all those integrated bits and pieces, they really add up to an experience that feels genuinely easy to use, properly holistic. By pulling in not just the core banking, but also these related daily tasks and secure chat, the app becomes this central, convenient hub. It anticipates what you might need, whether it's finding an ATM or just topping up your phone. The challenge, always, with feature-rich apps like this, is keeping it simple to navigate, right? Not overwhelming the user. But from what we've seen, they seem to have done a pretty good job of keeping the key stuff front and center.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've seen the FNB app covers a massive amount of ground, from that essential, clear view of all your accounts to really innovative payment options like chat pay and cardless cash that genuinely change how you might move money day to day. Then there's the strong security focus with card guard and biometrics, giving you that feeling of control and peace of mind. And it's this whole digital marketplace with the e-store, plus that incredibly slick, selfie-based way to get started. It's a lot packed into one place.
Yeah, it's clearly been designed with that seamless user experience in mind. The focus seems to be on making it intuitive, putting important stuff where you expect it. And importantly, it's available widely, Apple, Android, so lots of people can access this pretty comprehensive digital setup. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you to consider. When you see this huge range of financial and practical services all bundled into one mobile app, what does that really tell us about where traditional banking is heading? And how might our own expectations for convenience, for personalization, for everything being connected, keep pushing the boundaries of digital finance? Could we eventually see banks become almost invisible? Just the background infrastructure powering our daily lives?
That is definitely something to chew on. A really provocative thought. Well, we've only scratched the surface here today, but hopefully we've given you a good sense of how digital banking, through apps like FNB's, is really evolving. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really encourage you to explore these ideas further. We'll get you next time.